Happy Sabbath, friends. Whether you are new here this morning to this community or whether you have been here since the dawn of time, we're really glad that you're here. A place where we come together to celebrate our humanity and Christ's divinity and God's invitation to us to be family. If none of that makes sense to you, that's all right. Stick around and give us a chance to tell you about how Jesus is in the process of currently changing our lives. And Jesus loved to tell stories. He would often sit down and his sermon would look less sermon-y and more storytelly. He would say things like, "Once upon a time, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers." Or, "A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was a farmer who went to sow his seed." Or, "Imagine the kingdom of heaven," Jesus would say, "like a king who wanted to settle accounts with all of his servants." And so this morning, as we gather on a Sabbath, in the tradition of Jesus, a story. The Wemmicks were small wooden people. Can we kick that slide forward once? Do we have anybody back there on projection? There we go. Books are so much better with pictures, are they not? Amen. I don't care what age you are. The Wemmicks were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each Wemmick was different. Some had big noses. Others had large eyes. Some were tall, and others were short. Some wore hats, and still others wore coats. But all were made by the same carver, and all lived in the village. And all day, every day, the Wemmicks did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Wemmick had a box of golden star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the streets, all over the entire city, people spent their days sticking stars or dots on one another. The pretty ones, those with the smooth wood and the fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint chipped a tad in spots, the Wemmicks gave dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Wemmicks had stars all over them, and every time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little, and they got dots. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather around and give him dots. Sometimes when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people would give him more dots. Then he would try to explain why it was that he fell, and he would say something silly, and the Wemmicks would give him more dots. After a while, he had so many dots that he didn't want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something dumb, such as forget his hat or step in the water. And then people would give him another dot. In fact, he had so many gray dots that some people would come up and give him one for no reason at all. He deserves lots of dots. The wooden people would agree with one another. He's just not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Wemmick, he would say. The few times he went outside, he hung around other Wemmicks who had a lot of dots. He felt better around them. One day, he met a Wemmick who was unlike any he'd ever met in his life. She had no dots or stars. Her name was Lucia, and she was just wooden. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers. It's just that the stickers didn't stick. Some of the Wemmicks admired Lucia for having no dots, and so they would run up and give her a star. But it would fall off. Others would look down on her for having no stars, so they would give her a dot. But it wouldn't stay either. That is the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. So he asked the stickerless Wemmick how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day I go see Eli. Eli? Yeah, Eli, the woodcarver. I sit in the workshop with him. Why? Well, why don't you go find out for yourself? Go up the hill. He's there. And with that, the Wemmick who had no stickers turned and skipped away. But will he want to see me? Punchinello cried out. Lucia didn't hear. So Punchinello went home. He sat near a window and watched the wooden people as they scurried around in the street below, giving each other stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself, and he decided to go see Eli. He walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill and stepped into the big shop. His wooden eyes widened at the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch on his tiptoes just to see the top of the workbench, and a hammer was as long as his arm. Punchinello swallowed hard. I'm not staying here. And he turned to leave. Then he heard his name. Punchinello? The voice was deep and strong. Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come, let me have a look at you. Punchinello turned slowly and looked at the large, bearded craftsman. Do you know my name? The little Wemmick asked. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and set him on the bench. The maker spoke thoughtfully as he looked at the gray dots. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I tried really hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what the other Wemmicks think. You don't? No. And you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars or dots? They're Wemmicks, just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think. And I think you're pretty special. Punchinello laughed. Me? Special? Why? I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinello, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders, and spoke very slowly. Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. "Every day I've been hoping you'd come," Eli explained. "I came because I met someone who had no marks," said Punchinello. "I know. She told me about you." "Why don't the stickers stay on her?" The maker spoke softly. "Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them." "What?" "The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers." "I'm not sure I understand," said Punchinello. Eli smiled. "You will, and it'll take time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come to see me every day and let me remind you how much I care." Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the ground. "Remember," Eli said as the Wemmick walked out the door, "you are special because I made you, and I don't make mistakes." Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, "I think he really means it." And when he did, a dot fell to the ground. Friends, you and every single individual you come into contact with are special, not because of something that you do. You're not bad because of something that you can't do. You're not special because of something that you achieve, and you're not a failure because of something that you don't succeed at. You matter because you were made by the Creator of the universe. And I cannot say this strongly enough, it is irrelevant how you are doing today in your desire to follow the Creator. It is irrelevant to God how you are doing. Because one can only do well when they recognize first that they can be made well by the Creator. You are special because God made you. The individual you like most is special because God made them. And the individual you like least is special because God made them. Can you imagine what would happen in the world if we stopped sticking stars and dots on ourselves? And if we stopped sticking stars and dots on those around us? And if instead we took a moment to breathe and recognize, I am created by the master wood carver. And that is my identity. The person next to me is created by the master wood carver. And that is their identity. Friends, you would find that we begin to belong not only to each other, but also to the one who made us. A reality that is true whether or not you see it this morning, so I'm going to say it one more time. God doesn't care how you are doing because God made you. And God doesn't make mistakes. Friends, a bit of a bittersweet week. Katie and Christina have been worshiping with us and have been an incredible contribution, and life's journeys are taking them in directions that are going to take them away from our community to bless another community. So this morning, if you have been blessed by the ministry of Katie and Christina, if you would just put your hands together and let them know and thank God for the opportunity we've had to be blessed by them. It has been a tremendous blessing. Friends, you hear the lyrics of the song, God says you are loved because you are created by God, not because of something you do or don't do. You are loved because you are. I want you to say it to yourself. I want you to say it to the neighbor who needs to hear it, to the cash register clerk, to the gas station attendant, to the pastor or the praise leader or the deacon or the elder, the person who sits by themselves. You are loved by us because you are created by God, and that is enough. I'm going to say it one more time to your heart this morning. You, friends, are loved by us, and you are loved by God because you are created by God. Friends, the Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you, and give you peace until we meet again. Amen.